judges really do have a hard job. That's actually a good question too. I don't know if you guys, if you got time to bring that up, but the judging system, I really think that we could do, a different, better job,
Like,
with that.
how so?
Dude, I kind of think, I don't know how practical this would be, but I was just thinking about this the other day. I feel like, this would be way more intricate, but it's the UFC. I feel like, if you look at like the NFL, look at how many cameras they have, and the UFC has all the cameras and everything, but how many officials are on the field, how many people they got, reviewing tape, like there's so many people at work to make sure everything goes absolutely right. And I know the UFC is the same way, but implementing even more judges to where, um, uh, I don't know if you would even need to keep them cage side. You might be able to, keep the three regular cage side judges just to stick with, what's already been going on. And then, but also having a couple judges in a room outside of, not being affected by the fans, by the excitement, just completely watching the from the screen, from the monitor, so they probably have the best view. For me personally, especially even just being in the corner and stuff, sometimes it's hard sitting down there right next to the cage. There's sometimes you don't have the right, you don't have the best, and I'm sure I know they have the cameras there also, but it would be cool to have a couple people cage side, three judges probably cage side, and then another 3 to 5 even, in a room, and give them the ability to uh go back and even rewind to see if while certain judges are currently like watching intently on the fight at hand, a couple other judges going back and being able to replay the moments in the fight that have already happened to see if they were even really significant. Because I feel like it's really, really hard sometimes. Like you're watching strikes, think about how fast you throw punches, boom, boom, boom. Sometimes it looks like strikes land, and you go back and watch it, and it like really just glanced off his shoulder and like really didn't really land. So shots that might seem, in a really close round, somebody lands what seems like a big shot, hits somebody in the shoulder, but it, turns their head, it looks like it lands.
Right.
And it's like if you had the chance to go rewatch that on the tape before you allowed that to sway which way you're seeing this fight going, it might change the outcome of the fight. Just stuff like that. But I this is all speculation, but so I guess to sum all that up, keep a couple judges cage side, and then put maybe another couple judges, 3 to 5 to 10, whatever, they could afford, whatever. Put them in a room with not being affected by the fans, not being affected by the craziness of the fight itself, just
Right.
objectively watching from the screen and trying to pick apart what exactly is going on and who's actually scoring.
I love that idea. I think it's great. I think you could get two judges, three judges to judge each round for all I care. Just have them,
Mhm.
you know, look at the video replay. I mean, that's that they do in baseball. They'll replay everything. Would you have AI? Maybe we'll have AI judge a fight one of these days. That'd be,
Probably, man. You see,
yeah,
PFL is already doing that, I believe.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh, are they? I
Um,
didn't know that.
I think so. Don't they do that?
They have some
Mike,
kind
have
of
you seen that?
technology with
Yeah,
the cage. I don't know about specific AI, but they also have the ref glasses that
yeah.
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of picks up strikes. So they're,
I
they're doing
just,
little things like that.
I think, I think, they have before the decisions being read, they have like 3 or 4 boxes down at the bottom of the screen, and it's
Mm.
showing who picked who is winning the fight. And there's
Yeah.
one of the boxes that says AI scoring, I believe.
Mm.
So it doesn't actually affect the way of
Right,
the
right,
fight,
right.
because it just goes to the three judges. But it just still puts in its input, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, now that I'm thinking, as I was kind of thinking that idea out loud about the judging and the scoring. Uh, I almost wonder too, because if we're talking about scoring a fight, it only matters if it goes to decision. So I kind of feel like having judges to go back and rewatch rounds as they happen. So say round one goes through, right? In between rounds, you already have maybe one, two, three refs, whatever, that are now disengaged from the fight, and they're just going to go back and rewatch that first round and make sure it's scored correctly. And then as the second round's going on, then they can go back and rewatch the second round while the third round's happening. Make sure that round is scored correctly. Because I mean, think about how many times, at least for me personally, and maybe it's different for judges because that's their actual job. For me, a lot of times it's hard for me not to. I'm always kind of just analyzing technique, enjoying the fight. I'm not just judging the fight, a lot of times. So, but it's hard for me to like, I'll watch a fight and I'll be like, oh yeah, I have to go rewatch that to like really see who won, to give my accurate opinion on like who objectively won. So maybe having a judge, even if it's just one guy, one judge, but I would imagine, you'd probably get three judges go back and rewatch the first round as it's happening, or even just like the most significant parts of the round. You don't even have to watch the whole 5 minutes, but like go straight to clip the most significant parts of the round. Make sure you're analyzing those correctly,
Right.
and then do that all the way through, just to ensure. Because man, it's like there's been some pretty bad ones. Like there's been some, and it's not a little thing. Like, oh yeah, it sucks. You probably should have won the fight. It's like, dude, you just left with half of your money. You have a permanent loss on your record. You just possibly changed the whole trajectory of your current career, at least, of who you're going to fight next. I mean, so it's a pretty big deal to make sure we get the decisions right. And of course, I also kind of take the stance of we should take it upon ourselves to try to make sure it doesn't go to the judges' scorecards, right? But it's much easier said than done, especially at an elite level.